Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. As usual, I'm your host, Vicky Man. As we look towards improving the food security status of our country, we cannot forget to improve on the food systems. That's why today we walked all the way to Jolo Sub-County, Lare, World, a place predominantly known to be dry and farmers facing the backside of crop failure. So today we're going to be hosted in a farm where they are operating various food systems, and you're going to get more insights. That's why I always inform you to stay with us until the end, and remember, you're going to bring you fresh content to help you improve your farming. So welcome.
Yes, Bwana Kimani.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Maybe if you can introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Robert Mwangi. I run a farm called Be My Partner, and Be My Partner works under Campo Limited. That is our trade name. And here, what we do is circular agricultural innovations. By this, we combine different value chains, which the interactions create some synergies that create a lot of efficiency, create a lot of resilience, and by that we're able to improve our productivity and profitability as well, because we are really able to manage on our costs. Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming us.
Karibuni.
I believe this area is quite dry, but I see your farm is very green.
Yeah.
So what are some of the ventures you have?
So basically we follow the agroecological principles. That's what we do. So we are very much involved in a lot of knowledge sharing, which brings co-creation, and with that we are able to explore on diversity in terms of both plants and animals, and see how they can work together. And again, that diversity now brings the synergies, and the synergies come through recycling. We have a lot of recycling going on, which now creates that efficiency. For example, we have some fish. When the fish use the water and we need to change the water, we use the water to do crop farming. So you see, already the water is kind of fertilized, and there is some value addition from there. So with that, we're able now to create that resilience that is there. We're able to withstand the shocks wherever there is maybe shortages in supply of fertilizer that maybe the country experienced due to wars and such like things. So we are able to create our own fertilizer from here. So in terms of accessibility, affordability, now we are able to become resilient. And again, the agroecological principles of following the natural ways, we are able to really bring out the potential of the soil, because we are able to take care of the citizens of the soil, which are the microbes, the earthworms, the bees. They also help in pollination and such like that. So we really work with the natural laws, and that's how we've been able to keep this place green, as you can see here.
Wonderful. What inspired you to start this?
So my background, I'm an economics and statistics graduate, but agriculture came as a passion. So I decided to start on farming, or to venture into farming late 2018. So when I came here and started venturing in farming, I realized that there were challenges, and I experienced them now firsthand. Because like the first season I did, whatever I got was not even enough to do the same plot of land the next season. And it was the same case. People are doing 5 acres, now they are doing 4 acres, they are doing 3 acres. They are even diverting the use of land to other uses. So, and when I came to realize is that it's because of the food systems. We have used too much chemicals. They've spoiled the soil. Now it's the burden of feeding the plants has gone back to the farmer, which is it becomes now very expensive and not profitable. We've cut down a lot of trees, no rains, the rainfall patterns, and the climate change globally also has really had an effect So what we decided now to look for ways and innovations that can help mitigate that and bring back that vigor that was there. Because as I was growing up as a young boy, like our farm used to produce a lot of maize, but now it's opposite. Yeah. But looking back, whatever has been done, there's a lot of damage. So we are trying to bring that back. And it has been a very exciting journey, by the way. We've interacted with so many value chains, so many challenges. We've come up with solutions that they are easy to do, they are fun to do, and at the end of the day, we are making something. Yeah.
Now, this area going loud, I decided to look at the immediate your immediate neighbors, and most farms are bare. We
Sure.
don't have the kind of trees that I'm seeing here.
Mhm.
And the government is also encouraging people to do tree planting.
Mhm.
And maybe someone would feel like in this area it's very hard to raise these trees.
Mhm.
And I believe they also contribute to the agroecological project that you're developing.
Yeah.
How do you manage to get the trees to grow?
So one thing, most of the trees, as you can see here, they are a bit old. So this credit to my dad. He was kind of very cautious with tree planting. But then we've also done to now exceed that and to realize the full benefit of them. So what we do right now is the mode of planting, the way we plant, how you set up the hole where you are going to plant. You have to create conditions inside there that are favorable for the trees to come up well. So there is a lot of mulching. We also do the Zaipit way. So where you have a lot of organic matter down there, you have some manure and then the soil. So there is that natural process going on. In terms of water retention, it's there. The aeration of the soil within that plant is also there, and there is a lot of mulching also on top, so to reduce on evaporation and such like things. But when it's too dry, extremely dry, we now use water to whatever little water, and that's why now maybe the fish come in very well. Instead of just using the water directly, the clean water directly, you can now do some fishing on the side, get something from there, even if it's for domestic consumption. And the water has more value to the plants. It has nitrogen and other minerals that are important to the trees.
You said when you started in 2018, you experienced the problem of poor performance of crops.
Yeah.
How would you rate the performance back then and the efforts you've done? How would you rate the performance now?
Wow. Now there's a very huge difference. Actually, it's an opposite of what we were doing back then. And first of all, in terms of cost, I had to source all my inputs from externally, yeah, to get them from agrovets and such like places. The seeds, it was very expensive. So venturing into it, going on your balance sheet, it was almost a negative. But now with these innovations, we have been able now to produce inputs within our own farm. That is organic pesticides, organic fertilizers, the basal fertilizers that we use during planting. So that cost we've done away with it. And with time now, the soil has come back to life. It is now able to produce food enough for to grow the plants. So it is kinda now a little bit effortless and seamless. So we just have to do a little bit and we're good to go. And then again on seed saving, we are able to gather some indigenous seeds which we are multiplying pole pole. And at least now, maybe not 100%, but I don't really, when during planting season, I always have some seeds to go and plant. That also saves on cost.
I understand when the environment is dilapidated or in a very bad shape, one of the most hard hit resources is the soil.
Mhm.
How have you been able to recover your soil to now be productive? What process have you followed that you would advise another farmer?
So one is to understand how the soil works. Number one, soil is a living thing, and it is the most basic aspect of life. We get our food from there, animals get food from there. So if a farmer can really understand how the soil works, it's very key for him. Number two, what makes the soil become living or work is the citizens that live in the soil. Most of them are microscopic, some of them we see them. But because we want money, the commercialization aspect, it has led us to use some very harmful chemicals or substances that have now killed the soil citizens. It's like whenever we are doing farming the conventional way, we are always at war with the soil instead of being in harmony with this soil. And at the end of it all, we expect to have returns. It's not possible. So we have to live in harmony. So number one is taking care of the microbial life because they are the ones responsible of converting the the organic matter into nutrients that can be utilized. We are talking about earthworms. Earthworms, they are very helpful in aeration and creating a very good soil profile. We are talking about ladybirds. They do a good job in controlling pests and such like things. So if you understand that relationship, it's very important for the farm.
So I believe there is a lot of discovery that has been along the journey.
Mm.
Have you opened maybe your gates to more farmers or more farming groups to come and learn?
So yeah, here actually we are striving to become a center of excellence in agriculture, and what we teach people here is how to live in harmony with the soil, the environment, and such like things. So here you'll get a lot of training on agroecological principles. Number two, on circular innovations that you can do within your farm to increase your resilience and productivity. On agribusiness, how to do farming as a business, and actually to the point of rearing. If maybe you are doing a monocropping or mono animal system, you can also learn here about chicken, fish, goats, name them, fertilizer production. Yeah, so many things.
Uh, what kind of support? I believe now setting up all this maybe requires some external support in terms of expertise, in terms of journalism and finance.
Mhm.
Are there some partners you're working
Yeah, we've been very active in resource mobilization, and as a principle of agroecology is as I said earlier, it's about co-creation and knowledge sharing. So you have to really go out there and learn things from people. So that knowledge, when you come and combine it, it will help you build up on something workable. Secondly, you cannot. It's very difficult to move alone. You might go fast, but you won't go far. So we've been in close contact, or we've been building networks with the stakeholders who have a similar interest with whatever we are doing, because others want to capacity build people, but they don't have a place to do that. So combining those energies, we all benefit. Like in the case of the black soldier fly, we had some stakeholders who wanted to deal with waste in town. So for us, we just offered a solution whereby we can deal with this waste, but in a more positive way to the environment, creating jobs, supporting farmers with quality farm inputs. So the networking is very important, and I would like to thank people like Danida. They've helped me a lot through the MESPIT program for creating green jobs for youth. We've also been supported in fish farming by the Vijabis project, which was done by Study Foundation. And also ongoing, we have a Kenya Climate Innovation Center, They've helped us in agripreneurship, how to now run it as a business. They've given us those skills, be it record keeping, entrepreneurship. So networking is key, and basically going down the lane, you need to network because after all, you'll need some market for all these products you're having.
Definitely. I think we still engage on more to understand more what you're doing here, especially on fish farming.
Mhm.
I've seen Azola somewhere, I've
Yeah,
seen bees.
a very important plant by the way as well. Yeah.
So maybe one last question, maybe
Mhm.
before we go for a break.
Mhm.
Many young people and graduates are looking for jobs out
Mhm.
there, and some
Mhm.
are overlooking agriculture.
Mhm.
Based on what you've experienced
Mhm.
here, how would you advise them? And maybe what has been your contribution towards pulling more youths towards agriculture?
So it has been a big issue, and it's kind of historical because the education system kind of drew us towards not doing agriculture by the fact that agriculture is not compulsory in school. That brings a question mark. Secondly, during my era, and maybe youth my age can attest to that, you are being punished through agriculture. If you do a mistake, you are taken to the shamba to do some digging or such. So it created that negative perception. And again, but and it has created a very huge gap in the agricultural sector because by now, farmers are the average age is 60 years. Looking at it, we have so many devolution has come, so very many urban centers. Who will feed these people? And the ones who are at 60 years, they cannot be able to absorb these technologies we are talking about. They are slow to do these things. So uh, there is a very huge opportunity for youth to take advantage of, be it production. For those who have access to land, whether it's by ownership or inheritance, you can do production through like the technologies that we are talking about right here. Secondly, it's not a must to have land. You can use your phone to connect farmers with better market and have your cut share from there. What you're doing right now, social media and promoting this, I'm sure you're earning something and you're really actually in the agricultural space. So youth can take advantage of that vigor they have, that aspect of risk taking, and bring it back and come back to agriculture because this is one industry that everybody must eat in one way or another. The farms are reducing. eh, Food production is going low. So if we are able to fill that gap, all those are jobs and the opportunities for youth to take up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So thank you. I know we've been followed by farmers from different parts. I appreciate farmers from Rwanda, Senegal, India. We've been getting your messages. Now, I would want you to, now, as someone practicing agriculture, I want you to advise now farmers, maybe
Mhm.
given this small opportunity.
So what I would really advise farmers, let's work in harmony with nature. Uh, and because the soil is the one that is feeding us, the trees are the ones providing oxygen for us. So we have to live in harmony with this. Actually, we are more dependent on the soil and the trees and the environment much more than they depend on us. We should become, our agricultural practices should be more of taking care of the environment. But the trend now has been, the conventional trend right now has been of more of degradation than regeneration of this land. And one thing I would really like them to keep at the back of their mind, whatever space they have to do agriculture, it's it's a loan from the future. It's not an inheritance from those who are before us, because we have that responsibility to keep it in a condition that will have even more potential to support the future generations. But this era, whatever we've done right now, we've really degraded our system. So let's work in harmony with nature, the soil, and everything.
So thank you, Bwana Mwangi.
Asante sana Kimani.
I know you're going to interact more as
Yeah.
you take us through some of the sections you have within the farm. So to our dear viewers, thank you, our viewers, for staying with us until the end. It was your learning session at Be My Partner Farm in Jolo Sub-County. I believe you've been having your pen and paper, noting all the very important information that we shared. Until next time, I was your host,